Have you ever wondered what happens when two rival investors bid for the same property? Right in the middle of this storm, we find Alex and Ben, two seasoned investors who have been competing for the same properties for years. On one hand, there's a sense of mutual respect between them, born out of countless negotiations and deals. But on the other hand, there's a mutual dislike, a rivalry that has been simmering for years. Now, same golden opportunity, a large apartment complex in a prime location, set to be auctioned off by the bank. This isn't just any property, it's a foreclosed complex with untapped potential, a real estate goldmine. Both Alex and Ben, driven by their rivalry and the lure of a lucrative deal, decide to bid for the complex, each hoping to outsmart the other. And so, they arrived at the auction house on the day of the sale. They saw each other and exchanged cold nods. The auctioneer started the bidding at $1 million. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation as the crowd watched, waiting for the first hand to rise. It didn't take long. Alex, always the eager one, didn't hesitate to raise his bid to $1.1 million. The first strike had been made, and the bidding war was on. Ben wasn't one to back down either. With a swift raise of his hand, he countered Alex's bid with an offer of $1.2 million. Each time one of them made a move, the other was quick to respond, like an intense game of chess, only with millions of dollars at stake. The price kept escalating, the increments growing larger each time. The other bidders began to drop out, one by one, their faces a mixture of disappointment and relief. It was clear that this was a battle between the two titans, Alex and Ben. The tension was palpable. Every eye in the room was glued to them, watching intently as they tried to outbid each other. "We have $2.8 million from Mr. Alex. Do I hear $2.9 million?" the auctioneer asked, his voice echoing through the room. Ben, not one to be outdone, raised his bid to $2.9 million. This back and forth continued, the stakes getting higher and higher. It was a dizzying dance of power and money, until finally, it was down to the wire. The auctioneer's voice rang out again. "We have $3.5 million from Mr. Alex. Do I hear $3.6 million?" This time, though, Ben hesitated. He looked at Alex, saw the determination in his eyes, and decided to back down. "No more bids from me," he said, his voice steady despite the defeat. A moment of silence washed over the room before the auctioneer declared, "Going once, going twice, sold. To Mr. Alex for $3.5 million. The room burst into applause, but the loudest clapping came from Alex himself. He had won. The complex was his. Little did he know this victory was not quite what it seemed. Alex cheered and clapped his hands. He had won the deal. His heart was pounding like a drum in a victory march, each beat echoing his triumph. As he walked up to Ben, he was met with a smile that was gracious in defeat. The words, "Better luck next time, buddy," rang out, a playful jab at the rivalry that had spanned years. It was a moment of elation, a moment where all the pieces fell into place. Alex, the victor, and Ben, the defeated, exchanged handshakes and parting words. As Alex turned to leave, he could still feel the adrenaline buzzing in his veins, a testament to the thrill of the auction house. But as the dust settled, the thrill began to fade. A vibration in his pocket pulled him from his reverie. A message from his partner, a beacon in the aftermath of his victory. But as he read the words on the screen, his heart sank. A lien on the property, $4 million. A figure that turned his victory into a hollow echo, his triumph into a bitter defeat. The realization washed over him like a cold wave, chilling him to the bone. The deal he had fought so hard for, the victory he had savored, was nothing more than a mirage. A costly mistake, a deal breaker. He realized that he had just made the worst deal of his life. Don't let your emotions get the best of you when negotiating. This tale of rival investors Alex and Ben serves as a stark reminder. Alex's victory turned sour when a costly oversight led to the worst deal of his life. The lesson is clear. In the world of real estate, thorough research and knowing your limits are paramount. A moment's lapse can cost millions. Otherwise, you might end up paying more than you bargained for. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment.